Hey everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of various things. Good intro. My series of Let's Tries. Unless this turns out to be a series, I don't know what. I'll figure out the format of this video after I record it. But I'm here with Ka again, our Dungeon Master on Null Playing Games.
Hello!
Which I think I played some games with you back in November, I think it was last time.
Yeah, post-November, so that would have been December.
December, yeah. But yeah, I participated in November by making a game called Since November, and my artist there was Phwog, Phwog, and he actually went and made a new game for May Wolf, which is what we're playing right now, Depiction of Pleasure. I believe he wrote and did all the art for this in general. I think he brought on an editor more recently. I don't know who else was credits.
Yeah, it's
There
the
you
credits.
go. Wyatt for editing. I knew that. I met Wyatt at FWA, if I remember correctly. Because people exist and are alive in real life. But yeah, so this is the artist that did the art for my game. I'll get around to doing some kind of coverage for that at some point.
Oh, you better.
We're waiting on something again. Specifically, we're waiting on the album art to be finished so we can then be like, hey, the OST is out as part of the video.
Ooh.
I'll probably do that with Jeremy. But yeah, he made a new game for the new jam, and I wanted to check that out and cover it in its entirety. And I'm bringing Ka along for that, so that I don't have to do everything myself. This VN contains depictions of substance abuse, gore, sexual references and kinks, crude language, self-harm, and minor flashing lights. Proceed. Immediately gonna be like, eh. Text speed keeps defaulting to maximum, and I don't know if people do that themselves, but I'm like, I like seeing it populate a little bit.
I think that is the default. You have to make it not the default.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't like it being instant, both because
I like this font. It reminds me of my favorite font, Unicorn Regular.
Unicorn Regular is the funniest name a font could have.
I fucking love that font, man.
It literally, what an oxymoron of a name, given what people use the word unicorn to mean normally. What do you, Unicorn Regular? All right. When the sands rose, everyone moved into the castle. It was supposed to be temporary. Officially, it still is. Those who leave never return. Those who stay rely on us monks. I stepped carefully over a sleeping wolf covered in rags. Even we have begun to run out of resources. A little too fast. It's like stressfully fast. There we go. You want to be a chanting monk?
I'm gonna channel my Baldur's Gate 1. The beetle demands temperance, abstinence, clarity.
Morning prayers have started. A hyena in a monk's habit is chanting at the center of the pavilion. Peasants and their children sit around him, repeating his chant. The chant written by my lord. It's like they knew that you were going to voice the character.
Magical.
Some of the peasants and their children turn to me, forming a hook with 2 fingers and tapping their forehead. I give them my own monk's salute. The hyena doesn't acknowledge me.
Vermin indulge. Men endure.
A slave obeys. Man chooses.
Swallow a grain, go up in flame.
I pick up 2 water buckets and join his chant in my head.
Pleasure is the sewage that washes away your dignity.
Unless you're alone in a sunless desert begging for your name. Or until you're, blah, blah, blah. Until you're alone in a sunless desert begging for your name.
Very good, children.
I walk past them until I'm at a heavy wooden door. The last exit from the castle. All the others were sealed. I steel myself. This is my duty. This is why I live. I pull my cloak over my nose and mouth. Temperance, abstinence, clarity. We have some rare animals here. A chameleon. I use my body to block the others from seeing the sands as I exit. Vermin indulge. Men. Fuck!
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! The stench of rotting flesh. So someone died a few steps away from the gates. They're wearing monk's robes. It's like the beginning of Fallout, where you open the vault and you go outside, sent out to get the Gek or the water chip, and literally 2 steps outside the door is a corpse of somebody from from the same vault. You're like, well, he didn't make it far. The sand around their body is charred, their head twisted backwards. Those upside down, hollowed out eyes stare at me. They're smiling. I resist the urge to puke. Down to 5, maybe less. I used to pride myself on knowing the names of every monk in our convent. Now I'm relieved if I don't recognize one. I hold on tight to the buckets in my hand and move on. That's a cool visual. Specifically seeing all the steps along the peak of the ridge so that you...
Yeah,
like the chosen path, so you don't have to deal with resisting the dunes and their slopes.
That gives you a good sense of scale.
Yeah. And yeah, during certain sequences of my unspoiled game, Fog liked to use this. I forgot what it was called. He showed me the exact tool. It was like an online painting tool thing that like lets you use this very strange brush that like really does a strange sort of chromatic aberration mess, and it's like a very specific way of rendering the stuff. And we used it to render sort of like this like wrongness that I was writing into the story and
almost like JPEG corruption, like deep frying a meme, but used with intent.
Yeah, like it on some level it resembles that thing where the way that in certain image editors you would like drag a layer and it would leave a trail behind of what it like of itself. Yeah, it's a real specific thing. You have to have like this like painterly intent for your strokes, because you have to be aware of the direction every stroke is going in. I'm jealous because I still paint everything like it's vector art. I just kind of like both my lines and my shapes and my colors are all just me like filling something in and then like editing the edges of it constantly and be like, no, it has, okay, this should be this, the edge should be like this, and it's like,
yep.
This is you actually,
this is oil painting.
Yeah, this is you actually having every stroke have a directionality and intent to it. And here come the fire trucks. Bye. I hold on tight to the buckets in my hand and move on. The rising sand will bury the corpse eventually. Ooh.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Oh, that's a cool iteration on the idea. That's freaky.
I love this. So that's like a white forest, like an ashy, burnt out forest, I'm guessing. I like that.
Yeah, but also like the contrast where like the left side of the dunes look like what we saw and the right side is a whole new vibe.
Yeah. It's a different use of the tool.
Yeah. Very
cool.
That looks trippy. I'm trying to hide and unhide the interface, but this is an intentional.
You're supposed to look at it.
Yeah. People should program that in more sometimes. Like actually just show the sprites or the reveal all the time. No wind blows outside the castle. No birds cry. My footprints from yesterday are undisturbed. Silence stretches into the eerie distance. I focus on the horizon. A familiar nauseous aching has already begun. Sand, 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 sand. Shut up. My mouth shouldn't be watering. My fingers shouldn't be twitching. Temperance. Abstinence. Do not eat the sand. You're already running late. Use the rush of energy. Spit it out when it gets bad. I place my left shoe into the footprint in front of me. I carefully test my weight in the deep dunes. Use the rush of energy, spit it out when it gets bad, does make it sound like he wants to eat the sand, actually. One wrong step and I sink into the sands. You want it. You can't fool yourself. Does he want to eat the sand? Is that actually what's going on? Is that why it looks weird? Is it drug sand?
Is it tasty? Is this candy sand?
Is it the spice that must flow? I still haven't watched Dune. I just context clues vaguely.
You can't say that publicly. Toaster will kill you.
Yeah, I have. In front of him.
Whoa.
I nestle my right foot into the next sprint. The downhill slopes are the most dangerous. The sand shifts easiest here. I have to angle my body just right. They'll be impressed that you danced with death. And he'll never find out. I stop. Panting, I measure how far I have to go. About a quarter of the way remaining. But you'd love it if he did know, wouldn't you? If he knew exactly how much of an insect you are. No, you're a... Oh.
I love the just like
What?
little music stings as we transition scenes here.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great reveal. Having actual audio cues for things like this.
Yes, this is fantastic.
Which is perfectly coupled with the what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. We get a little more what the fuck with each slide.
Yeah, it's like an oasis, but a fucked up geometric glitch oasis. Like, it doesn't belong. Like, it... Huh. It's like on a weird obsidian chunk, and it's like a perfect little, like, human pool. Like an actual pool that happens to have a garden around it.
A
It's
cactus
really
garden.
distinctly out of place. The air is still. The castle is half a day away. No one can see me here. I lower the buckets into the pool and fill them with water. Then I set them carefully on the black, thrumming edge of the oasis. I catch my breath. A strand of drool drips from the bottom of my chin and stretches down to the sand. The damp spot hisses. Do it.
Eat the sand.
Eat the sand. Fine. I scrape the bottom of my feet for a few grains to pick out the smallest one. My nose twitches. Salt and patchouli?
Patchouli.
Patchouli.
It's
salt and patchouli.
Common fragrance for male perfume. Cologne. That's the word.
I'm having a weird amount of Italian in my life lately. Between Final Fantasy 14 and Penguin, which I'm watching right now. while also writing a video essay about Luca.
That's true. That's a lot
which
of
is a
Italian.
recurring name across these properties, strangely. Even through the cloak covering my face. I pull it down and place the grain of sand on my tongue. Now to dilute it. He does want to eat the sand. I'm not crazy. It was writing that it was directing in that angle.
Is this
it's
psychotropic
wild.
sand? We have to know.
Something's up with the sand. I take a few sips from the bucket and rinse my mouth until the sand is dissolved. Then I spit it out. Then I spit out half. I repeat this a few times. Half, quarter, eighth, 128th, 256th.
You gotta really microdose this sand.
Yeah. Whoopsie, rewound. Oh.
Oh, this
Hi.
is fun.
What is happening? We're back. The crowd around the hyena has finished chanting and is now lining up to receive my water. Oh, that's just his return trip. Okay. I was like, for a second there, I'm like, does the sand rewind you? He just went back because he got the water.
Yeah.
They whisper thanks and prayers as they fill their cups. They love me.
Oh, that's a face.
That's a smug little face, isn't it? My eyes twitch. One of the peasant's children that saw me before smiles widely at me. Shit. Help yourselves. I have business to attend to. Giant Batman?
Ooh.
Strong, wide, thick Batman? Hello?
This is a species you don't usually see in Bara form, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. A lot of this is a good example so far of a lesson to learn for a lot of furry visual novels is just that, like, there are ways to teach people what's going on just via intrigue and showing them and not stopping to explain for an hour about what's going on. And like that intro with sand, like you can express it without just being like, yes, the psychotropic sand or whatever, like, or like whatever's going on. Like you don't just like sit there and like say for an hour how it works, which some of these stories would immediately try to do.
We have questions, we're curious, and that's driving us forward. This is important.
Like this, my lord.
Bigger.
He's a giant bat, so his name's Ptero. Truly, my lord.
Yes. Bigger.
I agree. Has your eminence ever encountered a fire beetle?
No clue.
Many of my acquaintances have in their travels. One is given to believe they are less than a centimeter in length. Is that not correct?
Bigger.
I chew the inside of my cheek and turn back to the sketch. Is this more pleasing? It's just the fucking jackalope comic. Just make the dick bigger.
It's still too small. Just...
Humble draftsman that I am, my lord, I have trouble interpreting visions of the Empyrean. Perhaps you would prefer to paint this part. Perhaps you would prefer to paint this part.
Do not condescend to me, monk.
I freeze. Ooh.
This character's so expressive. I love this.
I need to have a freaking face sprite of my protagonist next time. It's
yes, this is a very good example
idea.
of it too.
Yeah. Wake up. Please wake up. Come back. He looks me straight in the face for a moment. Then we both break into smiles. I relax.
Come on. You know my condition. Pictures don't like me.
Of course, Your Eminence.
I wouldn't usually bother you for help with art. But this painting is too important for my paltry skill. These are images from beyond the sands. A dream message. We'll display it outside these crumbling halls for everyone to see. It will keep the desperate from succumbing to the sand.
I shift uncomfortably. He notices and pats my shoulder.
Don't worry too much. What you're drawing is merely a guide for the actual painter.
I do a mental check on the other monks in the castle. Actual painter? Who?
They are a guest. An avian messenger announced them yesterday.
My tail flicks in excitement. Guest implies that they're not from here, which means they have to traverse the sands, which means... From another castle? A monk?
Not quite, no.
Do they have news?
Maybe. The messenger said they weren't much of a talker. You'll meet them later.
A knock on the wall. There's a skinny, pale monk at the entrance of the Lord's painting room. Hello.
Whoa. Did Arya draw this? This is the Borzoi.
Very long boy.
Oh my god, look at those arms.
Yeah. Very long. Is this the May Wolf? The mandatory wolf in the game?
Oh, it is the mandatory wolf.
I know him. A wolf. The archivist. Oh, the turning the head towards us.
He's
so thin.
I don't think I like it.
He looks like a bit like an Elden Ring enemy.
Yeah.
He throws me an annoyed glance. Just from body language alone, you can tell that, huh? His eyes travel over the sketch of the fire beetle, then to my lord. He's got like blinders on, like a handmaid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
He clasps his hands and bows. God, I want more. I want to draw more gremlins.
My lord, a new project? Yes, a prophecy for the refugees, to give them hope. Ah, how lovely. If you have a moment, I would like to reopen our discussion from last week.
He pulls a leather journal from the folds of his cloak.
Today's log from the almanac. The star reading for this date informs us that I don't care.
The wolf raises his voice and continues.
That the day of sweat and steel approaches. Oh, that dramatic pose, that's so good.
Uh-huh.
This clearly means warriors, my lord. We must begin training fighters immediately.
Lately, this wolf has gotten thinner than the other monks. I suspect that he's begun taking high doses of sand.
Okay.
Something's up. The stoop, the bones showing through his arms, the obsession. These are the first signs. In a week, he won't be here anymore. I exchange a knowing glance with my lord.
I'm glad to hear it.
It is so hard to draw skinny characters.
It is.
Like,
you have to be more familiar with how the body works when you don't have muscle or fat hiding it.
Yeah, like drawing the little bits of anatomy and then having to... It's really... It's such a subtlety trying to draw like the curves on a character that's a stick. Because like all the bits still have like curves and bulges to them still, but it has to conform to not looking like a little Dragon Ball character covered in muscles.
If by any chance you figure out who these warriors should fight, please inform me, and I will gather forces.
It's a bit of a flex to do both these body types at the same time.
Yeah. Now, if you don't mind, a guest is arriving soon. But...
My lord growls. The wolf stows his books and nods. I catch him clenching his fists. He turns to me and forms a hook with 2 fingers to tap his forehead, then bows before scurrying off.
I think that guy might be maidenless.
It's an important thing to do for your gay furry religion is that no one wears sleeves.
Yes.
That's just required by God. A salute to a monk. The fact that I got more salute than my lord makes my stomach churn. The day of steel and sweat. Something about it feels familiar. They're screaming down the hall.
These are good noises.
Yeah. Finding noises is exhausting and I never want to do it again.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know how to look for sounds and source them and so on.
It makes a man want to do his own Foley.
Yeah, which sometimes I end up doing. I hear distant sounds of ceramic crashing and tables flipping over. The wolf lets out a terrible howl before a loud thud rings from the walls. I immediately move in front of my lord. Sire!
Jam?
I hear his stuttered breathing, so I reach out to hold his hand. His claws dig into my scales. I expand my body as wide as possible to shield him from whatever is on the other side. Clawed feet tap on the stone cobbles outside. It stops just left of the entrance. Silence. It's here. An owl? With an RGB gamer sash?
What is he holding?
Looks like constellations, a little scepter.
It might be an unlit torch.
Oh yeah, that thing's hollow.
Yeah.
So it's presumably made of glass? I assume they don't have plastic in this setting, but I don't know.
Very interesting.
Oh, and the entire interior of the coat's also covered in colored constellations.
Yeah, I love the way it comes up the collar like that.
Yeah. That's a wild design. And those are the sleeves. Those just have like that detail of fur. I'm always jealous because like it's the dumbest thing, but like I fucking obsess over fur and hair spikes. The vague anime-ness of it all, of how we render furries and try to figure out how to show that they have hair and fur and so on. It is weirdly hard to draw because you have to draw them one at a time, and so like you obsess over the shape of each one and stress over that, but like they only the struggle, it's like a forest and tree situation where you panic about the individual shapes, but you only know if it looks right once they're all together and the balance happens a certain way. Yep. So you can't really draw the individual ones correctly or incorrectly, that particularly. You kind of just have to do the whole thing real quick and then be like, is that good? An owl? Aren't they extinct? They're holding a torch?
Hello?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Hi?
That was the, your speakers are on while you're receiving a phone call noise.
The audio interference thing you'd have on old microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Nostalgic. The freaking... We used to have a lot of audio interference problems back in like our 2011 Sad Games recordings with Andrew, where you get weird beeps and shit on the microphones that we couldn't identify for ages. That's all just kind of gone now.
Yep.
The owl stutters and eventually gives up on its speech. They sigh before clenching the torch. Ooh.
Whoa.
What are they holding?
So cool. It's a brush, but also like they're fading between multiple sprites there. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a glimpse of a version of them over themselves.
Are we using the sand to like see through them somehow?
Ooh.
Oh, I think so.
The world spins as I drop to the floor. My lord barely maintains his balance by supporting himself on my shoulder.
My head.
The owl reacts to our pained expression by clutching their torch in horror. Their face is filled with guilt. Guilt. Oh, guilt. I turn to my lord. I'm sorry. I've never been the monk you wished me to be, and I can never do anything right. Please punish me as you see fit.
It's okay. I've been hiding something.
They're both overcome with guilt because of the torch.
Yeah, the creature, the owl is definitely trying to communicate in ideas, so it's like trying to communicate, I'm sorry, guilt, but it's projecting guilt onto them, so now they are feeling guilt and admitting what they are guilty of. I love this. This is fun.
This is wild. We barely get the words out as tears stream down our faces, and he looks at me with tired eyes. We embrace.
Oh.
Ooh. I can hear the owl panic as they fidget with their torch, as another foreign emotion washes over me.
Ooh,
sorry. I hold on to my lord even tighter now, wailing.
Nothing is real!
What? Nothing is real. Real. Wait. This emotion isn't real. This emotion isn't mine. I wipe my eyes and look up at the owl, who is practically plucking out their feathers, their torches glowing pink. Are you doing this? The sensation stops abruptly as guilt and sorry leaves my mind. We stand back up, out of breath. Maybe use your words.
I don't think they're very good at those.
Also, is there a horny button? Oh. Bye. Ooh. So pretty.
It is.
VN creators that can just draw their own stuff are too powerful.
Yeah, this is a fucking superpower right
they
here.
can just do anything. Are you saying your torch is doing this?
Alright. Get that demon out of here.
My lord, I think the owl is trying to tell us something.
I said, someone get that damned owl out of here.
Yaha! What? It's not the emotion I expected. It's not.
I love this fence gate.
Smash
This is
cut to
great.
being animated as being locked behind prison while doing a fighting game celebration pose. I don't. The owl jumps around in a circle next to the painting supplies like an excited child. Their talons make cute tapping sounds on the wooden floor. My fear of them quickly fades away. So, my lord wants you to complete his painting in this cell. Sand got in our actual cells in the lower courts, so he turned this room into a cell for you. The jail bars look like they could collapse at any moment. I don't think he means it, the imprisonment. He's a good man despite his temper and decree. Do you know what imprisonment means? Imprisonment? They play with the brush that my lord had prepared for them, humming a tune. I guess not, huh? Excited to paint? The owl picks up on that word, and their torch glows. Happy, happy, excited. I almost want to stand up and do the little dance they're doing, but I let the emotions flow through me. I'm getting used to this sensation. Wow, that was amazing. I couldn't stop myself from letting a chuckle escape. Maybe that was my own excitement. You can share excitement through your glass torch. They nod. That's incredible. Is this somehow related to your ability to traverse the desert? Owl head.
Love it.
They tilt their head in confusion. Owl, sand, walk. You sand, walk, torch. Oh no! Don't take me back. Don't take me back to the translation game. I mime and point. They still seem confused, but they pick up on some words. What was that? An illusion? The desert image fades away, though I swear I heard and smelled it too. Either way, that was still communication, right? You were trying to show me something. They lat up and huddle close. They stare at me with puppy eyes and bob their head up and down. So what was it? What did you say? They wave their feathered hand like a teacher guiding a student through a tough question. I feel like they want me to answer this. We teleported? You've adapted to the dunes? Owl Desert happy? You've adapted to the dunes. You somehow found a way to survive in the dunes. The owl nods along, but seems dissatisfied with how I phrased it. I should try again. Owl Desert happy? They pause when I say happy, but eventually they break into a laugh. The owl claps and pets me on the head with the tip of their brush. Their laughter sounds like a mix of stuttered hooting and purring. It's infectious. I can't help but break out into a giggle with them. If only my lord was here to see this. So you like being out there. Why? I mean, what's out in the dunes? Are you immune to the sand? I mean, out, desert, happy, me confused? What was that game where you translate a language in the desert? Not Heaven's Vault, but shit. It was my previous Patreon game before Amori, but I beat it in like one day, so I don't remember its name very clearly. Uh-huh. That's a lot of art assets. Images and emotions bombard my head. Sky, happy, relic, curious, cactus, dew, sun. They stream in an expressive but rhythmic cadence. Each picture holds no discernible meaning of their own, but they mix with emotions to paint a little scene. Sand, horror, water, joy. It's almost like a sentence, spelling out their complicated feelings for the desert. Whoa, slow down. They jump in circles like a child again. They really do speak in pictures and emotions. No wonder my lord has requested you for painting. Your brushwork must be amazing if your very language paints. This is how you speak regularly. What's the grammar? Are there accents? What's poetry like? Are there honorifics? Do you... You barely understand what they're saying now. you want to try to break this stuff down? The owl puts a finger over their beak, and I take it as a signal to shut up. They release their tight grip on the torch and present it to me with both hands. They're asking me to try. Oh, God.
Damn. Where are you?
I hear him yell down the hall. I yell back to him where I am.
I hate that Chameleon is just his name.
Yeah.
Have you subdued this abomination yet?
Maybe they've refused to learn his name. No? I mean, it's not an abomination at all. It speaks.
Oh? Speak then. Use your tongue. What's your name? Who? Does it even understand me? Me?
Please.
It's clearly a feral beast of some kind, since it doesn't understand language.
Things must be feral if they don't just know your specific language, which he's also wrong about.
Langy. Which bastard monk said that this thing can paint? Paint? Paint!
It's gonna paint so hard right now. Oh!
Oh!
Wild. I didn't even realize that that was supposed to be him down there.
Your largesse.
Triangle man? Wild.
What the hell?
He tries to wave the intrusive image out of his head before realizing what the owl had implied. That painting was incredible. Oh, it's not real. That imagined painting is incredible, just like all the ones I imagined before I draw. I remember my drawings that my lord ordered me to put on the halls, which used traditional symbols and simple shapes for representation. But the painting in the owl's vision, it looked real? I wonder how the public would react when they see it. They'd probably think it was the work of a relic. My lord, the owl speaks through the torch. It's a language of visions.
That was beautiful.
Kill it. If I may, my lord looked rather small in the painting. Would it benefit the composition if your silhouette was more pronounced? If the painting was that realistic, I'd want to stare at him for longer.
No. My size would need to be in contrast to the divine. Though it is a tempting idea.
Make the man bigger. He seems flustered at that thought.
Owl, can you really paint that?
Paint!
Ooh. There's a little seam on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, there was one at the bottom on the last transition too.
Yeah, I think it's the shape. The rumble doesn't stop in the middle.
Yeah, it's the way I have to sneeze, but I'm not gonna sneeze. I'm gonna put it back in my belly. All right. The way the shake command works in Ren'Py, it doesn't like actually stretch, so you need to manually stretch out the background before you do a shake, so you have buffer room. Great. I keep saying Cham, but if it's short for chameleon, then I guess his name is Cum.
I thought you said
Cham.
cum.
I mean, yeah, chameleon. Come, tell it to get done within the month.
Owl paint 1 month. They tilt their head in confusion and the torch glows pink. No, wait. Oh. It hurt itself in its confusion.
We're gonna fall down
Confused. I learned to shut out these invasive emotions, but my lord clearly has not. He braces himself against a wall and coughs in distress.
Come!
I'm sorry, I should have warned. The language also involves projecting emotions. When I see him raising a hand to strike me, I pick up a small brick. Use this. I kneel and present him with the side of my face to strike. Smite me, if it even slightly eases your distress. He catches his breath and knocks the brick out of my hand.
Do you even know why I'm having this painted, Cum?
To remind the masses of what's to come.
And why?
To brace for the end.
To embrace the end. You make it sound like a bad thing. Our final moments would be a beautiful thing. The haunting light of the divine will burn away our suffering. The fire beetle will emerge.
There should be an A there. Now I'm an editor.
Oh. And the impatient masses think eating its excrement is enough. Impulsive savages. Why be consumed by cheap pleasure when the ultimate ecstasy awaits? What an undignified end it is to die by sand.
A sweat falls down my forehead.
Just the one.
Just the one. A sweat. I would gladly spend my final moments with you, my lord. Will I even make it that far?
Of that I have no doubt. Clearly, though, spoken words aren't enough to convince the uneducated public. They're too unimaginative. So I have to resort to this.
He waves dismissively at the painting.
Hey!
Ooh.
Enough! I need to leave before I lose my mind. Drill the deadline into this beast before your duties. I don't want any more idiots dropping dead in the lower courts. Remember, due in 1 month.
I'm sorry about that. You're not a beast. My lord is just distressed.
Hey,